valley of Lahore and Spiti in the Himalayas is a mystical land. You could also call it the gateway to the rooftop of the world, as the mountains here look stunningly beautiful and a home to some of the world's highest motorable roads.
But there's a lot more to the region than just the natural beauty or the scenic roads that draw thousands of tourists every year. And that is because Spiti is also home to a lot of special places, and I'm talking places which are no less than crown gems and have helped in adding to the mystique of the region. What also makes Spiti special is the fact that no matter how many times you come here, you can never have enough of the topography, and there's always more to explore. And this time, the plan is to explore some of Spiti's wonders, natural and man-made both, in Volkswagen's new flagship SUV, the Tayron R-Line. Now, the Tayron impresses for a long list of reasons as a full-size premium SUV with 3 rows of seats, but enthusiasts will be quick to highlight its 2-liter TSI engine that puts out 204 PS and 320 Newton meters as a star of its show.
The engine is mated to a 7-speed DSG and sends its power to all 4 wheels via Volkswagen's 4-motion all-wheel drive system. But there's a long list of reasons why I chose the Tayron for this trip besides its powertrain. The list begins with Volkswagen's renowned German build quality that ensures its SUVs are equipped to take on some of the most challenging driving conditions possible. The 4-motion system is a world-class piece of kit too, and can help you get to places where 2-wheel drive SUVs cannot even imagine. For the matter, despite Spiti being a cold desert, the Border Roads Organization's consistent efforts ensure the region is home to some excellent driving roads, making the Tayron a great choice. And then there's the fact that the Tayron is very spacious as a full-size 3-row premium SUV, which adds to its comfort, especially on long journeys.
Spiti is also steeped in history and is home to a lot of monasteries, many of which are centuries old. So the first wonder that I'm heading to is the Key Monastery, which is the oldest and the largest monastery in Spiti, and it is over 1,000 years old.
The monastery looks mesmerizing thanks to its Tibetan architecture and sits at over 13,000 feet above sea level, looking like a fortress. It houses ancient murals, rare manuscripts, and also an extensive collection of weapons that were used by monks for their protection back in the day. The monastery is thus one of the most popular places in Spiti and is visited by thousands of tourists every year, besides being of immense religious importance for locals. The views it offers are breathtaking too, but what stands out even more is its solid architecture, as the Key Monastery has withstood the harsh and extreme weather in the Himalayas for more than 1,000 years. And to draw parallels, Volkswagen's SUVs like the Tayron are also engineered to withstand the tests of time and last an eternity.
I'm also getting pampered by the Tayron's exhaustive feature list on this road trip, because this SUV comes equipped with more features than a lot of luxury SUVs. I'm talking stuff like front seats that are powered, heated, ventilated, and massage your back. Then there's a high-end 11-speaker Harman Kardon audio system. You have a 15-inch touchscreen. You have dual wireless charging, wireless connectivity for smartphones, and a lot more.
You also get a massive panoramic sunroof, 3-zone climate control, and catchy-looking ambient lighting inside. The driver also benefits from the Tayron's advanced lighting system, as it is equipped with Volkswagen's IQ Light HD Matrix LED headlamps that offer excellent illumination. You also get as many as 9 airbags and a host of driver aids on the safety front. But the star of the Tayron show has to be its 2-liter TSI engine that's quick to put its power down, besides offering 320 Newton meters from as low as 1500 RPM. The DSG and paddle shifters add to its sporty feel further, while the well-tuned suspension ensures the Tayron R-Line keeps enthusiastic drivers smiling behind the wheel without compromising ride quality.
Next up on my list is the Chicham Bridge, because Chicham is Asia's highest suspension bridge. It took nearly 15 years to build and sits at more than 13,500 feet above sea level, which is quite something. And that's because it is worth noting that a lot of people in the world will probably never even drive at this altitude. But thanks to the Border Road Organization's efforts, Spiti is now home to a bridge that is no less than an engineering marvel for the entire world.
But while the world talks about it being Asia's highest suspension bridge, Chicham has a lot more to it, as the bridge has helped in reducing the distance between the villages of Kibber and Losar dramatically by about 40 kilometers. This makes it a crucial lifeline for locals, as the bridge has improved access to essential services like schools, health centers and administrative offices tremendously by cutting travel times down from hours to just minutes.
Standing on the Chicham Bridge is no less than an adventure in itself, and that is because below me is a 1,000-feet gorge. And by building this bridge, the Border Roads organization has offered locals a very crucial lifeline, and that's because before the Chicham Bridge was built, people were forced to use a rather dangerous ropeway. And in that sense, the Chicham Bridge is no less than a beacon of progress for Spiti.
And that's because the bridge has also made it easier for villagers to transport essential goods like daily necessities, fuel, construction material, medicines and more, and effectively create better economic opportunities in the region while also boosting tourism. In short, the Chicham Bridge is far more than just an engineering landmark.
Having driven across the Chicham Bridge, I'm now headed to the Kibber Wildlife Sanctuary, which is known as India's only cold desert wildlife sanctuary. And what makes it special is the fact that Kibber is home to some very highly endangered species of wild animals, especially the elusive snow leopard, which is known to be seen only during harsh winters when the entire region is covered in snow. And that is besides the fact that you'll also find some other rare animals like the Siberian ibex, the Himalayan fox, and also a lot of birds here.
I then found myself driving through the village of Kibber, which is a tiny hamlet perched at a staggering 14,000 feet above sea level. And it is a very pretty looking village, as I found out, given the distinctive architecture of the houses and the lush green fields. As I drove through Kibber, I also found that the Tayron was perfectly at ease negotiating through the tiny bylanes of the village, despite being a full-sized SUV, which was a pleasant surprise. But a bigger surprise was the wildlife sanctuary itself, as it is spread across a massive area of more than 2,000 kilometers, and its altitude starts from about 12,000 feet, which are numbers unheard of in our country.
It's also worth noting that despite being a cold desert with freezing temperatures, the Kibber Wildlife Sanctuary is home to more than 100 medicinal plants and also some rare birds like the bearded vulture, the golden eagle and the Tibetan snowcock. But it's the snow leopard that attracts wildlife photographers from around the world the most, who camp here during winters to spot the big cat when this entire region is covered in a thick blanket of snow.
This is also where the tarmac seemed to end, as I soon found myself navigating a rather challenging off-road course. But the Tayron had no trouble treading off a beaten path thanks to its 4-motion all-wheel drive system, and the SUV was making light of the task in no time. And while its excellent ground clearance was helping me drive without having to worry about the surface, the well-tuned suspension ensured I was perfectly comfortable and enjoying the excellent views.
I'm now headed to the world's highest post office. Yes, Spiti is also home to the world's highest post office, which sits at a dizzying 14,500 feet above sea level. This is a post office that was built more than 40 years ago to help the occupants of this tiny village called Chicham stay connected to the rest of the world. But today, this post office has become a bucket list item for thousands of tourists.
Driving or riding to Chicham to get to the post office is a challenge in itself, given the risk of altitude sickness due to the lack of oxygen. But tourists brave the conditions for the sense of accomplishment that it comes with, as it also helps them create memories for life. In fact, the era of social media and the number of tourists who visit Chicham and post about it on the internet has only made the post office a bigger attraction.
Considering its popularity, a new post office has been built at Chicham in the shape of a letterbox. But while its popularity with tourists is one thing, the fact that Spiti has been home to the world's highest post office, which was built originally in 1983 despite the harsh conditions, the extreme weather and lack of infrastructure, is quite the matter of pride.
For the matter, Chicham also experiences some of the harshest and most challenging conditions known to mankind. But the fact that it has a post office which has been functional for over 40 years, which is also known to handle passports for the monks from nearby monasteries, besides being a saving bank for locals, is awe-inspiring. So in the larger scheme of things, this post office is far more than just a phenomenon for tourists. And as I drove on, it was then time for me to head to the next gem on my list, the village of Komic.
Imagine a life where you're waking up to views like the ones behind me every morning. Now that is the life for people in the village of Komic, because Komic is among the world's highest continuously inhabited villages. But while this is a life that's easy to dream about, it is not an easy one, because Komic sits at over 15,000 feet above sea level, and the people here brave the harsh weather and inhospitable conditions every single day.
Komic is also home to a monastery that is more than 500 years old and is fully functional even today. Additionally, the hills surrounding the village are rich in ancient marine fossils, which points to its rich geological history. But the most striking fact about the village is that even today, Komic is home to a handful of families only who live in traditional mud and stone houses, which are set against some of the most stunning views of the Himalayan mountains.
It's been an amazing couple of days in Spiti yet again, and this time in the company of an SUV as luxurious and as capable as the Volkswagen Tayron R-Line. So yes, it's the end of yet another road trip in the mountains for me, but like every single time before this, I'm headed back with more than just memories. And that's because coming to Spiti, exploring this region and learning more about it, visiting its wonders, is something that always is no less than a lifetime experience.